Hi, hello, dzień dobry wszystkim. We start the Kremstal tasting with 13 wines from Kremstal. Okay. Hello, everybody. They say. Right. 13 Grüners and Rieslings from Kremstal. Yeah. Zaczniemy od krótkiej prezentacji, którą za chwilę Państwo zobaczą, a potem przejdziemy do degustacji. So no longer, the presentation will last no longer than 5 minutes, right? And next, yeah, right.
To poczekaj, jeszcze wyjdę i nałożę cię jeszcze raz.
Już pewnie. Yes. Hello. Hope you hear me now or not. Yeah. To poproszę następny slajd. Tak. Mam nadzieję, że wszyscy mnie słyszą i widzą i mam nadzieję, że dalej już będzie tylko lepiej. Jesteśmy w Kremstal. Jak widzą Państwo tutaj, jak widzą Państwo tutaj, mamy zaznaczone regiony winiarskie, te, które znajdują się nad Dunajem. Kremstal jest dokładnie po środku między Kamptal, gdzie już byliśmy w styczniu, i Wachau, gdzie będziemy w czerwcu, jak dobrze pójdzie. Jak widać na tej mapie też nie ma tutaj już Republiki Czeskiej, są wszyscy sąsiedzi, ale nie ma Republiki Czeskiej. Czemu? Nie wiem. Jedziemy dalej. W takim razie. Tu ta mapka pokazuje nam, że to rzeczywiście jest dolina rzeki Krems, czego prawdę mówiąc nikt nigdy nie może znaleźć na mapie. Otóż tędy płynie rzeka Krems i wpada do Dunaju, przepływając przez miasto Krems, wpada do Dunaju na wschód od miasta, pomiędzy Krems a Wiedniem. Wiedeń znajduje się w tamtą stronę. W tamtą stronę znajduje się Wiedeń. I kilka informacji o tym, jak wygląda region, jaka jest sytuacja. Te rzeczy są dość często pomijane, więc może warto o tym w 2 słowach powiedzieć, jako że mało kto z nas zwraca uwagę na to, jaka jest wysokość i jaka jest średnia ilość opadów. Przyjmijmy sobie, że te 230 do 420 metrów powyżej poziomu morza to jest taka niezła średnia. Kopiec Piłsudskiego w Krakowie to jest 380 metrów. To jest najwyższy punkt Krakowa. A jeżeli chodzi o ilość opadów roczną, czyli 545, to Krems znajduje się pośrodku między Poznaniem, który jest najsuchszym miejscem w Polsce podobno, z 507 mm opadów, a Krakowem, który ma 700 mm. Jeśli ktoś chce wiedzieć, jak jest gdzie indziej, to odsyłam do Wikipedii na przykład. Dzisiejsza degustacja, tak jak mówiłem, opiera się na Grünerach i Rieslingach. Chociaż w Krems macie też odmiany czerwone, macie też wina musujące. Są rzeczy, których dzisiaj nie będzie. Dzisiejsza degustacja opiera się wyłącznie na winach z apelacji, z DAC Kremstal. I tak, myślę, że możemy dać następny. Ta prezentacja zostanie do Państwa wysłana później. Zwróćcie uwagę na gleby. Właściwie są dwa takie podstawowe typy, czyli lessy i skały gnejsy. I to, co jest charakterystyczne dla Krems, i to już jest koniec mojej właściwie pogadanki. Przejedźmy jeszcze 2 slajdy do przodu. No, jeszcze kawałek. No, jeszcze. To układ tarasowy. I te zdjęcia będą się przewijały tutaj pewnie w większości prezentacji, w większości winiarni. Jeszcze następna. I jeszcze kolejne zdjęcie. O, tak. Tarasy, tarasy i tarasy. Wszędzie. Jesteśmy nad Dunajem i w dolinie rzeki Krems. No i oczywiście przypominam na zakończenie, że z Krems pochodzi musztarda kremska, którą wszyscy Polacy biorą za musztardę krymską z niewiadomego powodu, więc pamiętajcie, że kremska musztarda pochodzi z Krems, chociaż nikt jej w Krems już niestety nie produkuje i cała ta degustacja nie będzie o musztardzie. Dziękuję. So, now after this short presentation, we can start the tasting. Just some issues. After the 8th wine, we have a small break for let's say 5 minutes. Question and answers. You can ask the questions, and the general ones will be responded by Diana Miller, who's with us. And welcome. Maximilian Berger from the first winery, Weingut Berger. Yeah, the floor is yours. Hello.
Yes, hello everyone. Thanks for having us. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Maximilian Berger. I'm the son of Erich Berger. And at the moment, I attend the Federal College for Viticulture and Pomology in Klosterneuburg. And sooner or later, I'm going to continue to run our winery. First of all, let me give you some basic information about our winery. We are family owned ever since. We cultivate around 25 hectares. And our key varieties are Grüne Veltliner, Riesling, and Zweigelt. We have a sustainable certification from Fair and Green. And furthermore, we have a guest house with 4 rooms. But let me now come to our today's wine, the Grüne Veltliner Lösterrassen 2020. This wine is the definition for typical Grüne Veltliner from the Kremstal Valley. And for this wine, we only picked the grapes at the peak of ripeness from our best vineyard sites, which are located in our village. And after harvesting, we gave the berries a few hours of maceration time before we pressed them. And after pressing, we looked for a clear and fast fermentation so that nothing can happen there. To the wine itself, it has a shiny yellow cream with a herb vegetable beginning with a little bit radicchio followed by dried herbs. It then opens up with an intense fruit flavor full of bananas, limes, and green paprika. And furthermore, we have a lively acidity paired with a firm tannin grip. Summarized, it is the optimal wine when you want to eat a Wiener Schnitzel or a cold plate. And when you Did you get the pictures? Yeah. Yes, as you can see there, this is our etiquette. The alcohol is by 12.5 volumes percent. The acidity is by 5.9 grams per liter, and the residual sugar is 1.5 grams per liter, and the ideal drinking temperature is about 8 degrees Celsius. Next one, please.
Yeah. We got just one here. You mean the presentation?
Okay.
Może wróćmy do prezentacji.
Du hast mir nicht gekriegt. My father just says he sent you some other pictures.
No, no.
Sorry, I can't find it.
Okay.
Sorry.
My father said he sent you the photos again right now.
Well, we cannot upload it now. Right now, let me include these photographs to the materials distributed to participants. Okay, because
Okay,
this would be too complicated to include it to upload it right now.
Okay. If you have any further questions about our winery or the wine, please do not hesitate to ask them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maximilian. I'm sorry for this let's say situation with the photographs. Anyway, they will be given to the attendees afterwards. And now, if we can invite Philipp Brundelmeier, perhaps. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
We do.
great. Okay, hi again. Thank you, Piotr, for this great opportunity for this tasting. Hi, I'm Phil from the Josef and Philipp Brundelmeier winery. We are a completely new winery. Usually in Austria and worldwide, every winery is proud about their work over generation and work over tradition. We are completely new. We have no tradition. My father was a truck driver. My mother worked at an office, and so 2015 we are starting to getting a serious business. I took over 2015, created a new label, a new collection of wine, a new quality standard. And now we are located in the eastern part of the Kremstal, in those villages, Gedersdorf and Rohrendorf. Now we cultivate around 25 hectares, so it's not that much. So we are a classic family-owned winery. Yeah, in general, you can say we are a one-man show. So I'm the winemaker, the office chief, the logistic manager, everyone in one person. My father drives the tractor and my mother cooks. So a very classic style of family winery. What's our focus? Of course, Grüner Veltliner, Riesling, the typical grapes for the Kremstal Valley. And we have some special things like Neuburger, Weißburgunder, Muscatella. Also rosé is very important for us. What's important for our wines, our biggest goal is to create wines that they show their origin and where they come from. And I think this goal you can reach the best when the wines are really dry. So every one of my wines has 1 gram sugar. So they are totally dry, totally straight. So because we're in Austria, we are one of the cool climate nations of wine. And so I prefer the crisp and clean style of wine, very fresh, very straight in the taste. So so it's also our work. So we harvest everything per hand, not too late, no botrytis, no overripeness. So that we get not too much alcohol, that we have always a good acidity. Especially the acidity is very, very important at the Grüner Veltliner. Especially when you think of climate warming and these things, the acidity management is a really big thing. Our distribution is very interesting. We have 50% in Austria, 50% export to 16 countries, mainly in Europe, a little bit to the United States, a little bit to Australia. But yeah, our main focus is for Europe. Today, the wine I have brought is the Grüner Veltliner Gedersdorf. You see it here in the data sheet. It's our village wine, so a classic presentation, classic signature wine for the village Gedersdorf. Hand harvest, as I mentioned before. So the loess soil is very, very important for this wine. So you have here the mix of the rich peppery notes, of the rich herbs notes that bring the loess soils. And then you have the clean and straight and smart taste, very fresh and crisp style of the vintage 2020. 2020 in general was a very, very cool vintage. Yeah, we are very happy after the heat vintages 17, 18, and 19. It was a year like 30 or 40 years ago, very cool summer, much rain, so a lot of difficult challenges when you think of the healthiness of the grapes and those things. But especially these years are very, very cool to work in the vineyards and at the harvest. And the wines of the 2020 vintage are really, really fine and well structured with a very, very good acidity. This wine was vinification and in the steel tank. So we harvest by hand, gentle pressing, a little bit maceration time, fermentation in steel, 3 months around at the full yeast in the tank, then filtration, bottling. So a very simple style of winemaking. We work at the basic wines or the village wines without oak barrels. To have the fruit in the front and those typical green apple and citrus notes in the palate and on the nose. So I think it's a good signature thing for the eastern part of the Kremstal. Yes, this was the general site of our winery.
Okay, thank you very much, Philip. It was really interesting. Thank you very much, and please stay with us if anybody has a question on chat. And now, yes, Weingut Forstreiter and Lars Petz, please. Hello. Yeah, Lars, join us, please. Yeah. Yes, you.
Yes, hello.
Hello again. Yes.
Hello.
So, hi.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for the possibility to introduce the Vinyl Foresight to you. And thank you for my colleagues before me for the interesting, interesting things. And yes, the Vinyl Foresighter is a family-owned winery since 1868. We are now in the fourth generation. You see Meinert on the right. He's the owner, and the next generation, Daniel, on the fifth. He's now working in the cellar. He's a winemaker in the cellar with his father. And we have around 55 hectares. And our focus is, of course, Grüner Veltliner. And from this 55 hectares, we have a production of 80% white, and of this 80%, we have 85% Grüner Veltliner. Of course, we have other grape varieties like Riesling, Geber Muscatella, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and in the red, the Zweigel and St. Laurent. But our focus is, yes, it's Grüner Veltliner, because we say Grüner Veltliner is the best grape for the region Kremstal. And you see a part of our vineyards. This is the Kremstal Kugel. This is the wine which I sent to you for tasting. Yes, Grüner Veltliner, the Kremstal Kugel is a very interesting vineyard, because it's a little bit higher. It's 250 meters above the sea level. The terraces are a little bit they're bigger, and they're southeast, and it's open to the Danube. So we have in the summer the hot days and the cool nights, which is very interesting it's very interesting for the aroma, and this we need for the Grüner Veltliner Kremstal Kugel, because we say the wine must be taste from terroir, taste the terroir, taste the terroir, the grape. And of course, if you're drinking one glass, you're looking for the second glass. The best thing, you will drink the second bottle. And this is also the Kugel you see in the south. And I love this vineyard, because it's a very beautiful place. And the wine, it's also, you have if you taste it, if you have the typical characteristic of Grüner Veltliner, it's the white pepper. You have a wonderful, full in the nose, a little bit apple. You have a little bit more green fruits, but it's also have a very fantastic balanced acid. And after you have a really nice, a little bit creamy. So I think it's a perfect it's a perfect food pairing wine. But also it's for sitting with friends in the summer on the terrace and just drinking. So I think wine is something for eat, but you could enjoy it. And also you see on the fact sheet that we are certified sustainable. Sustainable is for us very interesting, because we love it to work very close to the nature. The biodiversity in the vineyards is very high, and yes, perhaps it's not a very important part. It's not a part of the sustainable, but the burning is with the moon. So in the warning moon, we cut it as the burning starts. So it's also very important. And in the last years, we get, especially with the Grüner Veltliner Kremstal Kugel, fantastic awards. And last year, the US magazine Wine and Spirits voted us in the top 100 list, and 2019 in the Wine Spectator list, a top 100. So it's a great awards. But the most important thing that is you like our wine. And yes, I think these are the 5 minutes, and and yes, I think enjoy the wine, and yes, and I think it's the mineral. It's very interesting. You taste it, terroir. I think it's very interesting.
Thank you, Lars. Thank you.
Thanks.
stay with us if there's
Yes,
any
of course.
questions. Okay, and now we say adios to the greeners from 2020, and we start with Weingut Türk, Franz Türk. Hello. We start the 2019. Franz, hello. Are you there? So if Franz is not here, just recall everybody to use the speed tune. Okay, you speed here, you don't drink, you taste. Yeah, we have 13 wines. Franz, hello.
You have to turn.
Franz, please turn on the icon of the microphone and the icon of the camera, which is below my face, yes, on the screen. Turn it on, and then you will be seen and heard. Hello, Franz. Yeah, huh? He left. Franz. No Franz with us.
Okay.
Some problems, perhaps. Okay. So, yeah, if you...
Just
Franz, hello.
oh, just a moment. He's back.
Franz is back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Franz is
And
back.
now
Franz. And now the camera and the microphone, you click on it. Okay. So, Tony Zeller, are you with us? Just please be ready, because yes, Tony Zeller is with us. Sorry, I have a call. Franz Türk is coming. Christina, Franz Türk is coming. Yes. Hello, Franz. Yeah. Yes. Franz, you're you almost did it. Yes. Okay. The icon of the microphone and the camera. Okay, yeah. Just wait a second. It's a connection problem, perhaps. Yeah. Right. Hello, Tony.
Hi.
Hi. So just give 10 seconds or half a minute. Okay, so Tony, let's make it now. It's your turn, right? And we try to help Franz. Yeah. So I give you the floor, and the 5 minutes it's yours, right?
Okay. Hello, this
Perfect.
is Tony Thörer from the winery Thörer in Krems. Yeah, we celebrate this year 751 years of family history. So we are one of the oldest family wineries. And you can see here on the first side, my father and me. And yeah, we produce everything with our vineyards. Yeah, so we don't buy some grapes or wine or something like that. And our focus is, of course, you can see Grüner Veltliner. We have the different single vineyards. And today I send you our Grüner Veltliner Giebling. Maybe you can switch, Piotr, to the next one. Yeah. Here you can see how we handle it with our wines. Yeah, that means the basic line, then the village, and you can see here on the top there is, on the left side, our gabling. Next slide, please. Here's some infos about Kremstal, but you saw it by the intro of Piotr, so we can switch to the next. That's the map. Next. Here we are. That's the Kremser Gabling. You can see it's anno 1284. It's one of the oldest single vineyards in Kremstal. We have here a conglomerate covered with very mighty lush terraces. Sometimes we have around 25 meters and more lush, and that's very good in this warm period, because 1 cubic meter of lush can hold, when we have rain enough, around 300 liters. And that helps us also in very hot and dry years to create some fruitful, mouthful grüners from the Ried Gabling. To the next slide, please. Yeah, we have here now some pictures that you get a feeling where we made this wine, where the grapes are coming. Next slide. It's white. There is no picture. Next slide. Yes. Here you can see the whole picture, from the bird view about the gabling and the many little lush terraces. Yes, and the main grape on gabling for sure is Grüner Veltliner. And then we come to the fact shield, I think. Yes, this is one picture again. And here we are. What does it mean? Grüner Veltliner, Ried Gabling Kremstal DAC. We look every year that we have a not too powerful wine. Yeah. So for us, it's important that we made a wine who is a perfect partner for very good cuisine. Of course, Polish cuisine, that's very nearly to the Austrian cuisine is. I suggest, I love it. At the moment, the Sporagos time is with sauce hollandaise and a glass of gabling, and of course also pierogi, one of the national food in Poland, and gabling. That's a good match for sure. And we handle it in the cellar with the gabling, that we put it in big wooden barrel, in Austrian oak barrel, but not in small toasted oak, in big one. And we look that we keep them for around a year in the barrel, and always a year later. So the vintage 19 was around 12 months in the barrel, and 20 comes in September. Yeah, we want to give them a bit time. We like the wine when they are full-bodied and juicy, not too dry. So our wines always have around 3, 4, 5 gram rest sugar, which is very good for big dishes, heavy dishes with heavy sauces. For example, the sauce hollandaise. And we are more than 15 years in Poland with our wines. If you want, I can send you in the chat the link to this wine, where you can find more infos in Polish language, and so from our partner in Krakow. So I hope I was faster than in 5 minutes. I wish you all the best and say na zdrowie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, actually, there's a promotion for your wine at your partner, which is Magazyn Wina. Yeah, and I found it today on the site. It's a discount. Yeah. So thank you very much. Please stay with us. And now welcome back, Franz. Happy you managed to do it. Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
now I'm back. Hello, everybody.
Sorry, I lost the signal, but now I hope you can hear me and everything works. My name is Franz Türk. I'm the winemaker and owner from the winery Türk, which is located around 5 kilometers north from Krems in a small village called Stratzing. The roots of our family winery goes back to 1836. We are focused in Austrian's main grape, Grüner Veltliner. What we are doing is we do winemaking in a very traditional way. We make handcrafted wines. For me, it is very important to keep the wines a long time on the yeast, on the full yeast. We don't make primeurs. We don't bottling wines very early. So that is the reason why we have now 19 from our Grüner Veltliner Kremser Weinberge. This is Kremser Weinberge means it's a village wine from 3 single vineyard wine sites from Kremser Wolfsgraben, Kremser Gebling und Kremser Holzgasse. All 3 are from the typical soil from the Krems Valley, from the Löss soil. And so this Grüne Veltliner shows the typical spicy note, and it is with the long contact with the yeast, and do a little bit at the beginning, a little bit patronage. So in this glass, in this medium glass, you have a good mouth feeling, a full mouth feeling for this alcohol level. What we do from the Grüne Veltliner, we do it in the entry level, this Grüne Veltliner in the medium level, and we do always the full-bodied Grüne Veltliner from the single vineyard vineyards from the Krems Valley. And my passion is also sweet wines, and that's the reason why we do every year ice wine from Grüner Veltliner, and if it is possible, also Grüner Veltliner DBE, very intense, very concentrate sweet wines from this region, which is very interesting because from the Krems Valley, from the cool climate region, Krems Valley, we have a good acidity, and so we have by the sweet wines a very good balance between sugar and acidity. Yes, this Grüne Veltliner Kremser Weinberge, I like to show you also a special thing what we do in our winery. We do it as first winery in the world, and the only one. We are bottling also our bottles on the bottom. This is we do it because our labels are very clear, very reduced. Some people have in the restaurants have problems to find it different if it must go fast. If you have it in this position, then you can see easy the difference between our Grüne Veltliner or Riesling. Yes, that's what we are doing. That mostly Grüne Veltliner. We are exporting around 50%, and we are focused in handcrafted high quality wines. I hope you enjoy it, and I will invite you, if you come sometime to Austria, please visit us and taste wines in our winery. Enjoy the tasting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Franz, and stay with us, please, for a while at least.
Of course.
Thank you. And now
Welcome.
Weingut Buchiger and Sophia. Yes, if you are with us already. Weingut Buchiger, Sophia Fischer. Hello, Sophia. Hello. Hi.
Dobry wieczór.
Oh, dobry wieczór.
Dobry wieczór. So my name is Sophia, and today I represent the Buchiger Winery. I'm not the winemaker. Some people confuse me with the winemaker, which is Silke Meyer. You can see her now in the picture. About the winery. So we are located in the eastern part of the Kremstal Valley, and the winery is cultivating around 15 hectares, mainly Grüner Veltliner and Riesling. And the winery is also a member of the Association of the Traditional Wineries. And before I talk too much, let's taste the wine. So I want to show you today a wine that is, in my opinion, very special. And I have the honor to taste the Grüner Veltliner Vorarlberg today with you. Hopefully everyone has a glass. I was a little bit ashamed that nobody had a glass. So, perfect. Vintage, so 2019 was amazing. So before I tell you something about the wine, just smell in the glass. Let's start it. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is a signature of the grape of Austria. So already the scent shows the varietal very well. And I will taste it. You have to use the spurtoon. I have just to taste one wine today. So it's a decent touch of pineapple underlaid with blossom honey, delicate herbal notes, a hint of bergamot. The wine is very complex, elegant, and it has a very well integrated acidity. An extracted sweetness of apple and pear, a nuance of mandarin and apricot, green banana, but a dense texture, finely fruity and spicy finish, and pink grapefruit, we can also say. But I also have a hint of cloves. Yeah. So in the Grüner Veltliner and Riesling reserve levels, wines, you can indeed have botrytis character. This is also a reserve wine, but this one is bone dry, so not bone dry, but bone dry. So we have there a residual sugar of 3.6, I think, grams. The Buchiger Winery wines all have a very clear structure, a very clear style. There are no signs of noble rot. Yeah, about the climate mix that dominates in this region allows us to pick very late the grapes to have a great physiological ripeness, which you can also taste, hopefully. Why the wine tastes like this, I would like to explain you now a little bit briefly. The site is located in the eastern edge of the Kremstal wine growing area, and the single vineyard was formerly known as Ungut, which in English means it's not good to cultivate. Because of the difficulty in cultivating the rocky soil. So for this region, this is an untypically arid soil. Conglomerate forms the underlying soil, which is covered by a very fertile loess layer. Hopefully you also have the chance to taste it. And yeah, what I also can say about our winery is that we were family owned, but now we are a big team of also external workers. And yeah, Silke Meyer has not the chance to join you today, but hopefully if you meet Franz Türk, he's not far from us, maybe you then have the chance also to visit us, hopefully. And stay healthy and strong. This was it from my side.
Well, thank you very much, Sophia. And please stay with us for a while at least. Yeah, there's a chat also. And now it's Winzer Krems and Thomas Brunner. Hello, Thomas.
Yes.
Again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. So
Hello.
you have 5 minutes, and please.
Yes.
Feel free.
Hello. My name is Thomas Brunner. I'm the export manager of the cooperative Winzer Krems. We are located directly in the city of Krems, in the famous St. Grube. And the wine sand, it's Grüne Veltliner. It's a reserve wine. It's our premium Grüne Veltliner. It's owned from contract members with premium contracts. So they deliver us the grapes and we produce the wine. I'm also a member of Winzer Krems. So the cooperative is owned by all members. We have around 900 members and produce wines from around 1,000 hectares, mainly Grüne Veltliner. So it's the most important grape variety of Austria and also of our winery. And the wine ascent, it's very long at the fine lees. So if you taste the wine, you can really feel a creamy character. You can feel the mineral nose of spicy and peppery extract, a very full-bodied wine. It's high in alcohol, it's 14 alcohol, but also 4.5 grams of residual sugar. So you have a well-balanced Grüne Veltliner in this category. And our winery is presented in Poland since many years through our partner, Rafa Vino. You probably know Pavel. And I'm very excited to go when it's allowed again to Poland and to make a tasting tour with him as 3 years ago. And this wine is also already at the market. We also sell them through 1.5 liter bottles of Magnum. And the wine, it's very good for storage for a few years. We have a good selection of vintage wines of our winery of this quality. And Pavel is also selling some wines from the 80s and 90s from this wine. And yeah, if you already know, Austrian wines are very good food wines. As you're all sommeliers, you know that Grüne Veltliner is a very good wine for all kind of dishes, from traditional Austrian food and cuisine or Poland cuisine, and goes very well as well with spicy Asian dishes. Yeah. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you.
Yes,
Yes.
now you can.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your importer is Rafa Vino. Yeah?
Yes.
And all those information about the importers and about the price ex-sellers, in case if there's no importer, will be distributed to the attendees afterwards, right? With the presentation, together with the presentation. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. And now I'd like to invite Weingut Eigner and Birgit, please. Yeah, yes. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes,
Perfect.
we do. Perfect.
Hello. I'm Birgit Eigner, and I'm from the winery Eigner in Krems. I'm happy to be here today, so thank you for the opportunity. Our winery is a very traditional family winery, which is situated directly in Krems. We exist since 1773, which is quite a long time. This on the picture is my family. In the meantime, we cultivate about 16 hectares here in Krems. We put the focus on the typical Austrian variety, Grüne Veltliner. with all its facets, which is about 16% of our entire range. But we also have other varieties like Riesling, Muscatella, and so on. As I already told, we are a family winery. The older and the younger generation are working together. And I think as a result, we not only benefit from new ideas, but also from years of experience and knowledge of my parents. And we really love and enjoy working together. Here in the picture, you can see our cellar, which was built in 2007. But I would suggest to come to the wine because I think this is most interesting for you. So the wine I sent you is a Grüne Veltliner from the single vineyard Obere Sandgrube. The single vineyard is a very well-known and old Riete of Krems. It consists mainly of loamy, fine sand and nutritious loess in the soil. So as Tony already mentioned before, it has a high water retention capacity, which is very good, especially in really dry and warm periods. So this really helps a lot. The wine is vintage 2019 with high alcohol, 14.5, 1.7 residual sugar, and 4.7 acid. I also have a glass of wine here with me. So when smelling, it's like mature fruit, I would say, with subtle spiciness. It's really something full-bodied and rich in extract. When taste, I think that this wine is really a nice representative from the location where the grapes are from, so from the less soil. And it definitely has a fruity and powerful taste with some spicy and also exotic notes. And the acid, I would say, is good integrated, and also there is a long finish. Let's come to the production of this wine. This Grüne Veltliner was harvested after a repeated thinning by hand and at a high gradation. And we pick only the best grapes for this wine. After the grapes are harvested, they are distinct, and they get a maturation time of about 6 hours. And then we press them. It is fermented in a stainless steel tank, but afterwards we put about 40% of the whole amount into a big wooden barrel, not a small, but a big one, and acacia as a wood. And all these things lead to this type of wine, which I, from my own, really, really love. Because it shows what is possible with the variety Grüne Veltliner. And that's really great. So I hope you enjoy. And I'm finished. I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
goes.
You can hear me and you can see me.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. Stay with us now. Right now, we have scheduled the break time for questions, as we finished with the Grüners, and well, actually, just we want to come back to the first wine, as there was no photographs previously, and it would take us some time to upload the photos. So let's ask the question and let's find the answers to these questions. Anybody? Nobody, of course. So my question is, we have Grüners and Rieslings here, and we have the climate which is changing. We're told it's changing, and we observe it somehow. So which variety is better adapted to the new climate challenge? Who will respond? Diana Miller? Tony Zöller? Who's there with us? Who wants to respond? As they say, there's no stupid question, so ask the question and find the answer. Max?
Yes, I can answer the question.
You can. Yes, please.
Yes. Right now, it's cool. We learn a lot about the climate change and the late ripening varieties are getting way more important, but also the vineyard site which you choose for your variety is very important. If it is a early site, then it isn't that optimal for the future. It is a little bit better if you choose a more northern site, because then you don't get that much sun, but due to the global warming, you can compensate that due to the warmer temperature. And also the PV varieties, the fungus-resistant varieties, are getting more and more important because due to the because of the climate change.
I think in general it depends how you adapt in the vineyard. So there are different ways of cultivating the vineyards, and you can adapt not very easily, but you can adapt to the climate differences or let's say the extremes, like we had the last years. There were heat years and colder years and years with more rain, and you can do a lot in the vineyard to adapt to the changes. You can thin out, you can do more greening or cover greening, you can manage your leaf wall differently, and you can do anything adapting to the climate.
Yeah, this is what I also wanted to say, Diana. It's really depending on what style you want, because in 2019, we've tasted a 2019 vintage wine. The Grüne Veltliner were that high in alcohol, so we had like 14 to 15% of alcohol wines, but we tried to not change the wine as much as possible. So we let the wine like it is, and I think this is also. This is like the skill of a winemaker or of the winery to adapt to all these climatic changes and to stay on their element or on their way how they want to produce their wine.
Well, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this answers, and no questions. No questions. Okay, so we are ready. Maximilian, please come back to us. Yes, because we are ready now to present your wine. Yeah, so to present your photographs. Yes. Hi. Hi, and I'm disappearing now. and the photographs will be shown, right? Yeah.
Perfect. So I hope you can see the photographs right now. So here is our hometown, Giedersdorf. This is a rough overview of our vineyard sites. Here we are at the site Gebling. And right now, if you can see the church right in the middle of the photo, right next to it, there is our winery and our guest house where we also have some tastings. And if you can switch to the, yeah, there's our guest house. As you can see, we have several tastings there. Right now it is a little bit complicated due to the Corona pandemic. But if it is possible again, we have some tastings there, and also we have 4 guest rooms, and we offer breakfast there. And next picture, please. I only see a white space. If you can switch to the next picture. Yes, this is me. We took this photo 2 years ago, and I think it's, yes, this is the important picture. There you can see our family. The left one is my little sister Katarina. She attends the Federal College for Technology. The next one is me, Maximilian, and the third person is my mother, Michaela. She runs the guest house and is also very important for our selling. And the last one is my father, Erich Berger, which is the owner of the winery and also the cellar master, and does all the work in the vineyards. Yeah, there you can see him again. So I think this was pretty much it of the pictures, or yes. There you can see our logo again, and I think the last one should be our bottle with the label on it from the Grüne Veltliner Lösterrassen 2020. Yes, of course, there it is. So I hope I could show you a few impressions from our winery. Thank you. I can't hear you right now. Still can't hear you.
Piotr, maybe you should mute your microphone and then unmute again. Maybe it works then.
Yes, the Lösterrassen. The Lösterrassen, as the name says already, the soil from this vineyards is only Löss. There is our terraces are 20 to 30 meter pure Löss, and so we came up with the name Lösterrassen, and this soil fits perfectly for our Grüne Veltliner.
information, Löss is dominating not only in Gedersdorf, where the winery Berger is located, it's also dominating in Rohrndorf. So the soil is very fertile and it creates not only very good Grüner Veltliner, but also very nice Rieslings. And I could really, really suggest trying them.
I can't hear anything. Do you hear me? Yes? I don't know why. Let me see. Oh no. What is going wrong here? Ah, now? But I can still hear you. But you understand me? Yes? Okay. I try it this way. Okay. So, hello everybody. I'm Nicholas Moser. I'm owner and winemaker of Weingut Sepp Moser here in Rohrndorf, next village to the east of the town of Krems. And like the others, we are mostly specialized on Grüner Veltliner, which has a percentage of maybe about 65%, but also Riesling, which is around 15% of our production here in the Kremstal region. We are an old family estate. As far as I know, we're connected with wine for 17 generations. And maybe the most famous guy of our ancestors was Mr. Lenz Moser, my grandfather, who was the inventor of the high training system of the vine. So the so-called Lenz Moser training system. And my father Sepp continued working with family vineyards, which are not only consisting of the Kremstal vines and vineyards, but also in the Neusiedlersee area, close to the Hungarian border, mostly specialized on red wines. What I sent you to taste was, or is the Riesling Gaebling. I think I know that you already had a few pictures of Gaebling. Tony showed some. What he didn't tell you is that Gaebling is spread over 3 different villages. This is Gedersdorf in the east of our village, Rohrndorf, our village, and Kremser Gaebling in the west. So altogether, big surface, around 50 hectares, and all of them consisting of more or less self-exposed terraces. And I think it was already Tony who said that it was first mentioned in 1284 as a vineyard site. So this is historic land, traditional land. And the Riesling Gaebling that I sent you is consisting, the grapes are coming from vines located in 2 areas. Kremstal is both Kremstal, of course, is Rohrndorf, our village, and also a few, about a third of the vines are planted in the Kremser Gaebling, so more to the west. Rohrndorf Gaebling is consisting of conglomerate decomposition, so it's very calcareous, very stony soil,
very well fitted for Riesling. And the terraces in the Kremstal are a little bit softer. It's not as steep as the Röhrendorf-Gabling with up to 45% of steepness of the slope. The vines in the Röhrendorf-Gabling, so about 2/3, are planted in the year 1972. So we try to keep the vines as long as possible, because old vines mean a good consistency of quality over the years, even in dry years and not so easy years. We are Demeter certified since 2009, which was my thing. When I took over from my father, I was already convinced that biodynamic viticulture would be our way. That apart from not using any herbicides and pesticides, and we use, of course, the biodynamic preparations for the soils and for our compost we are producing ourselves. It is our aim to interfere as little as possible into winemaking. That means all of our wines are spontaneously fermented, so no added yeast, no enzymes, no concentration, no chemical stabilization of titarics and these things. So it is, for my opinion, very important to show the wine with this typicity of the region, to show personality. In fact, that's what the people call terroir, the most misused word in the wine world, I would say. So yeah, this is Gabling stainless steel fermented, and it is, what else can I tell you, is I think it shows very well the characteristics of a true Kremstal Riesling, which is very much driven by the fruit of stone fruits, like apricot and peaches. This is bone dry, which is important for us, as it is a quite good companion to high class cuisine. And yes, I hope you like it. Our importer in Poland is, since a very short time now, is Wine Republic in Krakow. And yes, that's it. Thank you very much. I still can't hear you. I don't know why. So.
Hi, do you hear me? Because I can't hear you either.
Yes,
Perfect.
I hear you now, but I couldn't hear Piotr. I don't know. So I'm switching off now. Yeah.
I will start. So my name is Diana Müller. I'm from the family winery Müller in the southern part of the Kremstal. So I don't have a presentation, but I have a picture from all of us. So this is the family. This picture was taken in the single vineyard Leiten, which we are going to taste today. So we're a family winery since 1936, and now we are run by the third and fourth generation. So my dad is the winemaker, my uncle is the vineyard manager, my brother and I, we both graduated from the Federal College for Viticulture and Pomology in Klosterneuburg, and we're kind of the all-rounders in the winery, so we're everywhere a little bit. We are specialized on white wines, especially on Riesling and Grüne Veltliner. So we do 85% white wines and 15% wines. Like Forstreiter, we are sustainable certified. And we try to focus on fruitful and great variety typical wines, which we will see when we have the Riesling in the glass. So I brought Riesling Ried Leiten, Kremstal. In the back, you can see a picture. So all these terraces is Riesling Leiten. It's a single vineyard with southern exposures, which makes it a perfect Riesling site with a lot of sun. And in the ground, we have weathered primary rocks, so perfect for Riesling. Two-thirds of our vineyards there are old. For us, this means that the wines are up to 30 years old, and 1/3 are new vineyards, which for us means that it's 5 to 15 years. And maybe you can pour it already. So I also have a glass. The wine was harvested when all the grapes reached the perfect physiological ripeness, and that depends every vintage. Then we rushed the grapes to the cellar and we gently processed it without any long maturation time because we want to keep it still fresh and fruity. If you have it in the glass, as Niki already said, it's also a typical Kremstal Riesling on the fruitful side, so it has a very nice apricot and ripe peach in the nose. Fermentation was fully completed in stainless steel tanks, and after fermentation was completed, it was stored on the fine lees for several months. So we gave the wine the opportunity to open up, to mature, to ripen, to develop this very nice and fruitful but already matured nose. Yeah, having it in the glass, it's a perfect representative of Riesling in Kremstal, and it has up to 10-15 years aging potential. We had a Riesling Leiten 2006 the last days, and it was still very fresh and fruitful. So that what we are trying to do is to produce very typical grape variety wines, typical for our region. And I think the Riesling Leiten is a very nice representative. Yeah. Thank you. So there is a question in the chat asking how long do you think the 30-year-old wines will still continue to produce? I think that is a philosophy thing of each winery. Some wineries keep it up to 50 years. For us, they're still producing, but we are changing the vineyards after 30 years because we also have a wine nursery where we produce the little wines. So we are selecting the best wines in the vineyards and produce the new little ones. And after 30 years for us, that's just a point where we 30 to 40 years, but it always depending more 30 years. We try to replace the vineyard with new wines because it takes up to 3 or 5 years when we can harvest the first real harvest. After 3 years, you're harvesting, but it's only the first harvest and you're not getting the great wines out of it. So we try to have kind of a cyclus of exchanging the vineyards.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay, yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation, and I'm very glad to come back because. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. Stay with us. I hope the problems are over now, and now we invite Franz Josef from Weingut Stadt Krems. Yes. Hello, Franz Josef.
Hello.
Hello. Hello again.
How are you?
So the winery of the year from Falstaff. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So you have 5 minutes, and yes.
Yes, it's difficult to explain more than 500 years of history in 5 minutes. We are really happy to show you our Erste Lage Vineyard Grillenparts. Grillenparts is a very steep stepstone terraced vineyard. Maybe first, the winery is owned by the city, so we are a really special winery. It was founded in 1452. There is a Bürgerspitalstiftung, which is almost the same like the Hospice in Bonn. And yeah, we run the winery. My partner Fritz Miesbauer came in 2003, and we are a young, really motivated team and run the winery. Yeah, the wine is called Riesling Grillenparts 2019. I hope you have it in the glass. For me, this is a really interesting Riesling. A lot of white fruit, white peaches. I'm sorry, this is not the right fact sheet. Sometimes we are changed with the big cooperative in Kremstal. This is the right one, yes. About the history of grilling parts. In 1180, we know this name since 1180. We have 3.24 hectares of Riesling over there. And yeah, it is always picked normally in the end of October, beginning mostly the first week of November. If the vintage allows that, we do a skin contact between 12 and 24 hours. It is spontaneous fermented, and for me, there's a lot of character and minerality. And I showed you the brochure about Falstaff Winery of the Year. We are really proud because my colleague Fritz Miesbauer overtook the winery in 2003, and it was commercially quite difficult because of they made 65,000 bottles from 34 hectares. There was a decision made in the city government that they will sell the winery, and Fritz told the mayor and the people in the city government that he believes that it's possible to run the winery commercially successful. And today I can tell you that it works really well. We are happy that Wine for You is selling our wines in Poland. And I can also show you a small overview over the ratings in Falstaff. We are really proud about that. Yeah. In the end of the day, I hope that you enjoy the wine. And if you're in Austria, I know there were a lot of invitations. If you're in the area, we would be really happy if you visit our winery. And yeah, I'd like to say Prost and enjoy our wines.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
4 minutes
Sorry.
and 23 seconds. So I'm
perfect time. Yeah. You're very fast. Thank you. And they're really sorry for this this little mess here with another winery. Yes.
For me, there is no mess. So if
okay.
there are any questions, I will also answer them. So.
Right. You have two importers, as far as I know. Yeah. It's one is Wine for You, and the second is a restaurant from Krakow. Yeah.
Yes, but they also trade with wine and build up the new business, and yeah.
Okay.
And that is not a sign of the Corona pandemic. They started trading with wine before, so.
Yeah. All the information about the importers will be given to the attendees afterwards together with the presentation. So don't worry, everything is will be distributed after.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. And how is it to be the best winery of the year?
In the end of the day, Fritz Miesbauer, my partner Fritz Miesbauer, is the winemaker of the year. But in a winery in our size, everybody knows that you need a team. So we have our cellar master Peter Rethaler and a lot of young, motivated people, and we are quite happy. It's funny because if people meet us on the winery, most of the people said you have a passion that we feel that you run it like if it's your winery, you know. And I think it's also the big effort of our owners, of the city, and of our mayor, that they let us run the winery like it is our winery. So it feels great in the end of the day. So we never guessed that we will get that in our life.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Franz Josef. And now we'd like to invite Michael Malat from Weingut Malat. And this is the 12th wine. The 12th wine. Oh, no, it's not Michael Malat. This is me. Yeah.
Here I am. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes. Yes, I do. Okay.
Well, almost done. So I hope you're still in good shape, in good mood to taste the two last wines. Yeah, my name is Michael Malat from Weingut Malat. Piotr, maybe you can click through the presentation while I'm talking. Maybe you will notice the correct order and the correct speed of how you shift to the next foil. Yeah, as almost all the other wineries before, we are also a family-owned winery, and the dating of establishment is going back to 1722. Here you can see the winery, and we are located underneath the monastery Stift-Göttweig, also on the southern side of the river Danube. You know that the Kremstal wine growing region comprises both some parts north of the Danube around the city of Krems and also some parts on the south. I'm coming from a village called Furt by Göttweig, which is between the Danube and the monastery. And you can go to the next. Yeah, here our team, as Franz Josef mentioned before, it's always important to have a good team with you to work. And of course, we are also focused on Grüne Veltliner and Riesling, which are the main grape varieties in Kremstal in general. But in addition to that, we always have had an additional focus to the Burgundy varieties, such as Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and also Pinot Blanc. You can move on, Piotr. We comprise 45 hectares of vineyards and produce about 250,000 bottles, which is not that much, but we don't have any irrigation in our vineyards, and the yields are rather low. And we only produce wines from estate grapes, so only from the grapes coming from our own vineyards around the village of Furt. And yeah, as I said, Grüne Veltliner, Riesling are the main grape varieties, and for us, focuses on the terroir, so to get the characteristic from the vineyard to your glass, to the bottle of wine, to have an authentic wine style, to have an authentic characteristic. And in general, my philosophy is to produce elegant and fine wines rather than wines which are too opulent, too fat. They should always be kind of fragile and more on the feminine style, nice to drink, crisp, complex. That's what I'm aiming for. Yeah, I mentioned already the focus to Grüne Veltliner, Riesling, and the Burgundy varieties. We do white wine, red wine, and sparkling wine. Sparkling wine, actually, it's also a very important part of our production, as we've been, or not we, my dad has been the first wine grower, the winemaker in Austria, who started making own sparkling wine on site, doing everything on the estate. And yeah, we focus on the different single vineyards to express them in the bottle. And today we are going to taste a Riesling from the single vineyard Silberbichl. Yeah, you can go on, Piotr, and move forward. You see here was a few pictures on how the sparkling wine is made. Here, yeah, the single vineyards I mentioned. We have Höhlgraben and Gottschelle for Grüne Veltliner. And for Riesling, it's Steinbühl, Silberbichl, Pfaffenberg, and a few others for the Burgundy varieties. But today we are focusing on Silberbichl. Silberbichl, it's a very interesting single vineyard, as the name already gives you an idea how it looks like, because when you translate Silberbichl, it would be the Silver Hill. And why is it called Silver Hill? The name actually has been given to the site already in the 15th century, when people already recognized that there is a kind of silver reflection on the top of the soil, especially when the sun is going down in the afternoon or in the evening. And the silver reflection is coming from the microschist, which you find in the soil. So the schist is a perfect soil for planting Riesling, as it gives a good minerality to the wine. The acidity is precise and crisp. You have a good supply of water and nutrients. And yeah, here actually you can see a picture of the Silberbichel, which is right underneath the hill of the Stiftgöttweig. And yeah, I think you can feel the taste of the vineyard. It's important to us, so it's important to me when it becomes to the single vineyard that actually the characteristic of the single vineyard is presented in the bottle. It's not so much about the grape variety as the appellation system in Kremstal in general. You have the wines coming from a region, then from the village, and then from a single vineyard. As far as wines from the region or maybe from the village are concerned, of course, the grape variety is more of an importance. But then when it comes to the single vineyard, you really want to get out the characteristic of the soil, of this schist, of this microschist. So the winemaking technique is also on the slow side. I take a lot of time to make the wine. It's fermented spontaneous without cultivated yeast. It takes long time on the full lees and to develop the character. We are tasting vintage 2018, which was a great year in a good balance. We harvested rather early that year. And I actually allow a very kind of, I wouldn't say high, but I don't mind to have a rather large vintage variation. So the wine is always detectable, especially from the single vineyards, but it's possible that you have a little bit of a variation from vintage to vintage. That's what we don't mind. And 2018, I think now it's the right time to drink. It was moderate in alcohol. It was not too high in sugar ripeness. So it was actually, I think, a perfect balance in the wine. Has a good crisp acidity, and I think it should keep on for many, many years to come, and should have a very good bottle aging. Our importer in Poland, where you can get the wine, is Merlowina. But as Piotr already said, you will get the contact. I think when you move to the next sheet, Piotr, then you also can read it. Well, I hope you liked the wine. I hope you liked the evening with Kremstal wines in general. You keep them in good memories. And I will hand on to, last but not least, Arthur Teufel for the last Riesling from Kremstal and Thierry Weber.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael. And yes, please stay with us. Please stay with us. Puszczykowo, this is next to Poznań. Yeah? Okay. Well, yeah. Stay with us. And now the last wine. Which is Weingut Thierry Weber and Arthur. Yes, Arthur from Thierry Weber, as it indicates here. Yeah. Arthur, please turn on your camera and your microphone. Hello, Arthur. The 13 wine. Hello, Arthur. Click on the icon of microphone. Oh, some problems. Yes, so actually, when I was mute, I was trying to say that Wine Republic is actually not from Krakow. It's unfortunately to them from Warsaw. Yes, but not everybody can be from Krakow, of course. Yeah, but yes, it's a good wine importer. So Arthur and Thierry Weber and the last wine. Well, perhaps if you have any questions now, before Arthur will join us, you can. Arthur, left. And will he come back? Oh yeah, 60 years old. Michael. Yeah, don't be Nicholas. Yes, but he's a good importer anyway. Actually, no Arthur with us, and don't know what to do with the last wine. Well, yeah. So now it's a time for the questions and answers. If you want to ask any questions. Yeah. Arthur's back. Arthur's back. So let's have the hope. Yeah, Arthur. Huh? Click on the icon of the camera and click on the icon of the microphone, and that's it. Huh? Coś się zmieniło?
Poprzednio udało się na ten trening session.
Yeah.
Tak. Więc to jakieś problemy techniczne muszą być.
Yeah. Give me some more time. Let me respond to the phone. Sorry. Yeah, so perhaps Michael Malat can join us again because there are some questions to him. Michael, if you're there, the questions about the oldest vintages you have.
There is one question, I think, to the general, if young winemakers having a big impact.
This is a big impact.
I would say that many young winemakers are coming home to the family wineries or are also working in other wineries. As Franz Josef, for example, mentioned, their cellar master. So I think we do have an impact, but as everywhere where young winemakers are coming in, we give some fresh input, but I think the best is when working together with the former generations, with the knowledge from them and with the new inputs from the young winemakers. I think that's what's happening in most of the parts in Kremstal, a good working together of generations, no matter if it's a family winery or a cooperative or so.
Right. Thank you very much, Diana. Thank you very much. Yeah, and now, yeah, it's a question concerning pairing food and rich wines. Yeah. Anybody? Okay. A co z Arturem?
No, dołączył jeszcze raz. Ja udzieliłam zgody. Nie, jest Artur, podkreślenie 1. I to jest też...
Okay. Rich wines to rich food and to rich people. Yeah. And so Arthur is trying again, I believe. Don't taste it, this wine yet. Okay. He doesn't have icons. Yeah, please. The icons which are beneath my face on your screen. Okay, you can hear and see us. Okay, and right. So you don't see the icons of the camera and microphone, which are just right below my face here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Exactly. Right. Okay. So, well, that would be perhaps the first tasting throughout the chat. Yeah. Yeah. Just that. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing situation. Huh. Seems not only Arthur has problems. Okay. Well, yeah. This well, could you send us the messages if you do hear me now? Because I got some information nobody hears me. Do you hear me now? Rozstaniemy z platformą meeting.
Słyszymy cię.
We can hear you. Okay, thank you. Yes, good information.
Iwona też jest.
Okay, yeah. What about Arthur now? Well, we have to give up, perhaps. No Arthur with us. That's a pity. That's a pity. And
Piotr, do you hear me?
yeah, yes, yes.
But I can when I have a look on the attendance list above the chat. Normally there should be the icon of the microphone and of the camera to switch on and off, but I cannot see these icons next to Arthur. So I think you should, as you as being the host, maybe you have to enable Arthur to switch on his microphone and camera. Otherwise, probably.
Actually, we did enable him to switch on the camera and the microphone.
Okay, because there are no icons next to his screen on the list of attendance. Because but you can see icons on all the other winemakers who have been talking before.
Let me. Yeah, so Arthur came back with the PC perhaps and jest włączony? Okay. And he's not seeing the icons nevertheless. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, Arthur is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, Arthur.
Wow.
Wow.
I made it.
You did it.
I'm
okay,
sorry.
So you have 10 minutes, you have 15 minutes, you have 20 minutes, whatever you want.
I'm sorry for the delay, but the tablet I was working with before is a mess. But I'm working with the PC now, so I hope that you had a good conversation without me. Thanks for having me anyway. Yeah, I'm more than happy to be here now.
So it's yours.
All right. My name is Arthur. I'm a technical noob from Austria. I don't know how to handle my technical stuff. No, let's stop stoking. Let's stop joking. Let's get serious about the wine. I'm owner and winemaker from the Thierry Weber winery in the eastern part of the Kremstal in Rohrendorf. We had some wines from our area before, from Weingut Bründelmeier, from Weingut Berger, from Niki Moser. I'm located, as I said, in Rohrendorf. I'm working with my family. We're working with 20 hectares of vineyards in the villages of Rohrendorf, Krems, and a small parcel in Gedersdorf. What is most important for us, or what is very important for us, is that we stand for handcrafted wines. Maybe because we do so much work with our hands, that is the reason why we don't know how to use computers. But it is really quite important for us to work with our hands, to do a lot of steps in the processions of our grapes and also in the winery by hand. What is also very important to us is the family. You've heard that before. We are in the good situation in Austria that we have a lot of wineries that are owned and operated by families. I think that makes us unique and very different from a lot of wineries from overseas that are owned by big corporates. Here in Austria, we really stand for family values. Piotr, if you could show us the picture of the family, please, so I can explain our background a little bit. It's very interesting in our family that I am the nephew of the former owners. My aunt and my uncle, the Webers, they founded the winery back in 1986. Thank you, Piotr. So you see my aunt and my uncle in the center of the picture. These are the Weber family. They took over mixed agriculture from my grandfather. He's Mr. Thierry, not on the picture, but still very helpful around the winery. In 86, Eric and Maria took over the business. As I said, it was a mixed agriculture, and then they put the focus on the winemaking side. So I always say that we started business in 1986 as a serious winery. And then in 2006, I stepped in as the nephew and helped them out in the vineyards and in the winery. And in 2020, I'm very happy and proud that I could take over the business from my aunt and uncle and now work with my family. But of course, my ancestors, aunt, uncle, my grandparents, they are still working in the winery, and I'm very proud of that we all come together and live our dream and produce high-class wines. Next picture, please. I will now show you the vineyard Gaebling. We've had a Riesling 2019 from Nicky Moser from the same crew. His vineyards lie a little bit to the west. On this picture, it would be to the left. If you look to the far left, you can see Nicky Moser's terraces. And in the center of the picture, you can see what the Rieder Gaebling is all about. Nicky Moser pointed that out as well. It's about conglomerate. You can see the rocks in the center, and you can see also a little bit of loess soil on the bottom of the picture. So the mixture of these two soil formations makes it really interesting to work with the Gaebling. It's a quite warm cru. It's facing southward, so it gets a lot of sun. So that's why I decided to show you a Riesling out of this cru, because I think that a Riesling in this very hot cru can really shine, especially in a quite hot year like it was in 2018. We had the topic brought up before. It's for me, it's my 21st vintage, and for me, it's a matter of fact that we are seeing a dramatic change, or not a dramatic change. That's probably too dramatic to say, probably, but we see a change, and it's getting warmer, and we start picking earlier than we would have 20 years ago. So, of course, we winemakers have to be inventive about this and think about this and have this in the back of our heads when we produce wines. And so I think that Riesling really fits well in this hot vineyard. The reason for that is that it is ripening a little bit later, and it has more acidity. And my goal is to make wines that are elegant and well structured, and for that I really need the acidity. So what I have seen in the last years is that the decision to harvest grapes is not made upon sugar levels anymore. It's made upon taste, essentially, and of course acidity levels as well. So I brought you this 2018 Gaebling. I think it's perfectly aged now. It has some ripeness on its shoulders. It's trying to show a little bit of ripeness in the nose, but it's also very fruit driven, and yeah. Also on the palate, what I like about it is structure. I did some co-fermentation with the juice of this wine. This wine was fermented with natural yeast, so I didn't use any commercial yeast, and I put in approximately 1% of whole berries into the fermenting must, just to give it some extra structure, because acidity level in 2018 was a little bit low. I wanted to counter that with a bit of structure on the palate. I hope that you can see that, and that you like the style of my Riesling. I hope I can also only expand the invitation to all of you. If you come to Austria, if you are in the area, please come by, visit us, say hello in the winery, and taste the rest of my portfolio with us. That would have been it for me. There's only one thing left. I do have an importer in Krakow. It's called Wines for Friends. maybe Piotr, you can say it right because I just can't pronounce it correct.
Yes, this it name is Wino dla przyjaciół.
That's
Yes?
it. Yes.
Yes, because we are very friendly. Przyjaciół means friends, and we are a very friendly country, and all the companies are connected with friends. Yes, wino I przyjaciele, wino dla przyjaciół, wine for you. So everything is for friends. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. It's I'm very happy. I was really desperate when you were off,
Yeah,
and I'm very happy you joined us.
Don't feel bad about it. I think it was more my fault than it was yours, so no worries.
I think yes, one day we have to meet and yes.
Have a glass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all. And if you want to say something like Auf Wiedersehen or anything, you have your microphone now and your cameras turned on. There's no place for more than 4 people at once, but yeah, if you want to say something, you feel free. I'm disconnecting myself, and you still have chat. Yes, hello, Nicholas.
Niki, sind wir nur wie wir da?
Bye,
Everyone, have a nice evening.
Yeah, if there are no more questions, I think that was a great tasting. I think you have all the contacts of all the winemakers, and if you want to have more information and more further details to the wines or to the winery, I think you can write an email to all of us, and everybody of us would be happy to answer your questions. Yeah, that was it. Have a good evening, and hope to see you soon, hopefully physically next time and not only on the screen. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Bye. Bye.
Tschüss, gute Nacht from Austria.
No, jeśli jeszcze ktoś został, thank you very much and good night. Yeah, good night. See you soon. Bye bye.